Okay, this is going to be a lovely workout for the abs, doing lots of nice Pilates, rollbacks, half rollbacks, and then into some full roll down and ups. So if you have a resistance band, get it handy. You might also want a little towel that can help with your lower back. But if you don't have those things, don't worry, just do the workout without, it'll still work okay. Alright, so we're just going to mobilise the spine a little bit to begin with. So stand tall with your shoulders back and your pelvis in neutral. So not tucked under, not sticking out too much, just in between, nice and upright, shoulders back. We'll do a few rolls forwards and backward, forwards and back up. So breathe in, and then on your out breath, tuck your chin into your chest. Bring the arms forwards and just roll down through the spine. Feel each vertebra just rolling forwards, one over the other. Good, then just hang down at the bottom, have a nice breath in, and then on your out breath, roll back to upright, re-stacking the bones one on top of the other. Roll the shoulders back again, breath in. And then down again. Good, breathe in and then breathe out to lift. Lovely, let's do one more. Rolling down. Breathe in and then breathe out, come back up. Good, then just a little bit of side bend. We're just trying to move the spine in every direction before we go into all of these, all of the ab work. Good, and then bring your hands up to the opposite shoulder. So crossing your hands over across your chest. Keep your hip bones pointing forwards. Breath in and then again move on your out breath. Just a little twist around of that upper spine. Remembering to keep your hips always frontwards, pointing forwards. So it's just a small movement, small twist. And then a nice looser twist where you let the feet lift up, the heel lift up, and you just gently and loosely twist your body from side to side. Okay, good. Now we're going to roll down onto the floor. So breath in, and then on your out breath, tuck the chin into your chest, roll yourself forwards. Bring your hands down onto the floor and come down onto your hands and knees. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. As we breathe in, we push the belly down, push the bum up towards the ceiling and look forwards towards the end of your mat. Then as you breathe out, we tuck the pelvis, tuck the tailbone under, bring your chin in towards your chest and arch up across the middle of your back, across your shoulders. Mid to upper back. Good. Breathe in, scoop, and breathe out, arch. Good. We'll do two more of these. Lovely. Okay, then if you just bring yourself down into a seated position, and we're going to start just with some nice little C curve. I'm going to talk you through that, and also I want to show you how you can use this a little hand towel. So if you want to, you can roll it up into a tube and just put it in right in beneath your, behind your bum. Okay. So sit up nice and tall. Again, we're imagining that thread holding us up towards the ceiling. Shoulders are back and down. Just keep the hands in behind the knees. Breathe in. Then as you breathe out, we tuck the pelvis, tilt the pelvis back, tuck the chin in towards the chest and draw the abs in towards your spine. So you see your spine, or my spine there, is turning more into a C curve, okay? And then sit back up to upright again. Good, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. So as you start to come back into that C curve, if you do have the little towel there, you should feel your lower back just starting to touch the towel as you go into that curve. So I want you to know about this, and that you can come back to this C curve and straightening of the spine if any of the exercises as we go through this session get too much for you. Just leave them and come back to this little C curve, always thinking about your abdominals and just this lovely rounding and then straightening of the spine. Okay, so now we're going to do some nice normal rollbacks. I'm going to move this out of my way because I personally prefer it without the towel, but just I know some people need that little bit of extra support. So hands can be in beneath your knees if you want, or extended out. If you have them extended out, let's get them to shoulder width apart. Now breathe in, prepare, and then on your out breath, tuck the chin into chest, tilt your pelvis, draw the abs back, lean back but don't let your spine touch the floor. Hold for a breath in, and then on your out breath, you sit back up again and breathe in as you restack the shoulders. Good, breathe out, roll back. Pause, breathe in, and then sit back up. And reset, lovely. Breathe in, and breathe out. Keep the breath flowing. Good. Reaching long through the fingers. Your neck shouldn't be feeling this. Keep the chin tucked in towards the chest. Not pressing down hard into the chest, just as if you were holding a piece of soft fruit, you know, like a soft peach or a tomato or something in under your chin, and you're trying to hold it there in position without squashing it. Getting that nice curve every time you go down, and then coming fully back to upright when you sit back up again. Good. Okay, one more, and then we're going to add in the resistance band for those of you who have one. Okay, so if you have a resistance band, put it around the middle of your feet, and we're going to have our toes then pointing up towards the ceiling. If you don't have a resistance band, you can just do this squeezing the muscles instead, okay? So if you've got your resistance band, I want you to hold onto it kind of with your hands sort of close to where your knees are, okay? Now sit up nice and tall, breath in. Now on your out breath, roll back. Now hold here, we're going to do some little bicep curls. So we just lift the hands up towards the shoulders. 1 and lower. 2 and lower. Adjust if you need to. Give yourself a little bit more band if you need. Okay, I think that's number 5 now. And then sit back up. And re-straighten the spine. Good. We'll repeat that another 4 times. So breath in. And on your out breath, roll back. Hold this position and do 5 curls. 1, 2, 3. Keep your elbows nice and close into your body, so don't let the arms go all wide. Last one. Good, hands back, and then use your core, use your strength to sit yourself back up with control. Good. Lean back, here we go again. 5 curls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and sit back up. Good. Another, how many rounds? Another 2 rounds. Breath in and breath out. Lean back, 5 curls. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Sit back up. And like I said, if you don't have a resistance band, just do the bicep curl movement and really flex the muscles. Good. Lower down. This is the last round of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. And sit back up again. Okay, now bring the soles of your feet together and just let your knees kind of fall out to the sides. That can help to release your hips a bit if your hips are feeling this. Sometimes we can feel it a little bit over the hip flexors when we're doing these rollbacks. Okay, now still working with the resistance band. However, you could also use a towel or something. We just want something that is going to help us to hold our arms at shoulder width apart. Okay, so about this distance apart. If you're using a resistance band, I want you to be pulling on it. Have a little bit of tension on the band. So we're working into the muscles down the outside of the arms as well. If you don't have the band, don't worry, you can just do it with your arms stretched out, or like I said, holding onto a towel or anything tall, scarf. Okay, now breath in, sitting up tall. On your out breath, roll back. Now as we pause here for your in-breath, we're going to lift the arms up, bringing the biceps up beside the ears, and then breathing out, lower the arms as you sit back up. And reset, breathe in, breathe out, roll back, pause, breathe in, lift the arms, and then breathe out, sit back up, inhale, reset. Good. Keep the breath flowing. Remember, you can have the little towel in behind the small of your back, which can just provide a little bit of extra support. And just lift the arms as high as you can manage. Good, we'll do a few more of these. Keep the tension on the band. If you are using the band, try to keep those arms really strong and keep pulling them apart. Two more, okay? Last one, curving on the way down. But staying strong as you lift the arms and sit back up. Okay, good. The next one I'll just show you quickly. You're going to come down as you're resting. So I'll show you as you're resting, So come back, holding onto the band still this way. Then we're going to twist, keeping the arms pulling on that band. Twist to the right, twist to the left, back to the center, and up, okay? If it gets too much, just go back to ordinary rolls back and down. Okay, arms stretched out in front, pulling on your band. Breath in. Then exhale, roll back. Good, now breathe in to the left. Breathe out to the right. Breathe in to the center. And then breathe out to sit back up. So I want this to be nice and slow and controlled. Breathe out, roll back. Breathe in to the left. Breathe out to the right. Breathe in to the center. And breathe out to lift back up. Good, keep going. Breathe out, down. Breathe in, twist. Breathe out, twist the other way. Breathe into the center and back up on your exhale. Good, breathe in, reset. Lovely. Try to keep the breath flowing, but if you're not quite following what I'm saying, don't panic. I just want you to make sure that you do keep on breathing and that you don't rush through any of the movements. Good, we'll do a few more still, so stick with it if you can. Three more rounds, let's do this. Down, twist, twist, to the middle and back. Good, last two, we can do it. Last one, roll back, breathe in to the left, breathe out to the right, breathe in to the center, and breathe out to sit back up. Good, if you were really pulling on the band there, you'll have felt that a lot in your arms as well. So let's just bring the soles of the feet together now, let the knees drop down to each side. Okay, good. Now we're going to move into some full rolls down and up. Okay, so you can have your legs still bent if you want. You can use the band if you want. I'm going to show you with the band, okay? You might have done this before if you were here for one of the earlier weeks videos as well. So breathe in, and then on your out breath, chin into chest, tilt the pelvis back. Roll down, this time let yourself come down onto the floor, nice and slow, one vertebra at a time. Breathe in at the bottom, head, when your head touches. Then on your out breath, lift, head, shoulders. You're really drawing those abdominals in. Use the band if you need to for support. You can even walk your hands up the band. Use it like a rope to pull you back up. Nice and slow, then sit up tall. Good, go back again. Using the bands for a little bit of support if you need it, but try and get those abs. So you're holding everything really nice and slow and controlled, that if I was to say stop at any given moment, you could. Breathe in at the bottom and then breathe out. Lift head, shoulders, next vertebra, next vertebra, next vertebra. 1, 2, 3. Good, lift up and sit up tall. Now if you don't need the band, don't use the band, okay? Try it with your legs fully extended, arms stretched out to begin, and then exactly the same idea. Breathe out, roll back. Lower back, middle spine, shoulders and head. Then bring the arms up overhead as you breathe in, and then on your out breath, lift, head, shoulders, upper spine, middle spine, lower spine. Sit back up nice and tall and stretch forwards over your toes. Keep on going with that. I'm going to show you as well what to do if you're really struggling and you really just cannot bring yourself back to upright. The first thing is that you don't panic, okay? So roll down. Use the band if you can for a wee bit of support. Breathe in now. If when you lift up, you get to here and you're like, oh, I'm stuck. Just have a nice breath in, and then on your out breath, see, can you go any further? So get to wherever you can go, and then just lean over to the side. Give yourself a little push up. Don't worry about any of it. And then focus really strongly on your descent, on the roll down. Okay, try and get it really slow. So think about it. If you can stop here on the way down, you'll be able to stop there on the way back up. Breathe in as your head touches, and then breathe out. Lift. Where do you get stuck? Can you use the band? But keep on pressing in with those lower abs. Or just continue doing the full one. Whichever works for you is absolutely fine. And if you do this video multiple times over a number of weeks even, you might really start to see an improvement, which is such a good motivator if you see yourself improving. Good, roll back, lovely stretch up if your arms are free, and then come back up. Good, now on this last one, just roll yourself down and then stay down. Okay, now bend your knees and bring yourself into the center of your mat. If you've rolled a bit further back off, your head might be on the floor. All right, let's get the pelvis tilted back and forwards and then bringing it to neutral again. Now get your resistance band if you still have it, or like I said, just a belt or a scarf or something if you don't have one is fine. So we're going to fold it up like this time, and just again we're using it to hold the arms at that shoulder width distance. Okay, nice big breath in and nice big breath out. Now, on your next in-breath, I want you to slide your right leg away as you lift the arms up overhead. And then breathe out. Bring the arms back to the center and the foot back to the center. Then breathe in, stretch your left leg out and your arms overhead. And then breathe out, bring it all back. Good, repeat again. Breathe in, stretch right leg, arms overhead. Breathe out, come back to the center. Then the other side. Okay, now stay with this if this is enough. Otherwise, we're going to lift the legs into our tabletop position. Hips at 90 degrees, knees at 90 degrees. Breathe in, extend right leg, arms overhead. And then come back. We're just hovering the leg a couple of inches off the floor. Now pay close attention to what's happening in your spine. I want you to think about the lower back and really use the abdominals, use that contraction inwards of your belly button to hold the lower spine down into the floor. We don't want any arching of the back. If you are experiencing arching, just bring your feet back down onto the floor and focus on sliding the leg out from feet on the floor position. Remember, you adapt to what works for you at this moment. And keep breathing, don't forget to breathe. Good. Really focusing on that nice pull inwards of those lower abs. So think about the muscles in, the layer of muscles in underneath your belly button. You want them to be tight and flat. Last one on each side. Lovely, relax the legs down, put your band to one side and just bring your arms down onto the floor and tick-tock your knees from side to side. Good, just moving nice and gently. Lovely. Okay, then we're just going to finish with a nice little hip stretch, because some of those rolls, the rollbacks, can really leave your hips feeling quite tight. So if you come over then onto your hands and knees and If you can swing your right foot forwards and then bring your hands down either side of that right foot and just slide your left knee away and press the hips down. So here you should feel a good stretch across the left hip flexor. So just moving that left leg back as far as you need to. You might need a little towel for a little bit of extra padding under the kneecap. So feel free to do that if you do. You can also come up into this position, just press your hips down. Again, something we did in a previous video, so hopefully familiar to those of you who have been here for a few weeks. Okay, and then swap over to the other side. So we bring our left foot up to the top of the mat. Your right knee is back. Start with your hands on the floor and just try and push the foot away from the knee as far as you can until you feel the stretch in the hip. Then if you feel steady enough, you can come up, rest your hands on your left thigh and just really press the hips down towards the floor. But support yourself if you need to by holding onto the floor or a wall or a chair or anything if you need to. Good. Lovely. And as I say before, feel free to linger in the stretches for a little bit longer if you have time or if they're feeling good for you. So that was a pretty thorough core workout for you today. I really hope you liked it, and I'll see you on the next video.